Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Disability Services Day at the Capitol. Yes. My name is Anna Hegland. I'm a senior director with Dungarvan, Minnesota, and I'm here today as the president of the ARRM Board of Directors. Alongside Mower, ARRM represents hundreds of disability service providers from across the state, and it is amazing to see you all here today. It could not be more important for legislators to hear your voice at this critical moment, so thank you for being here. Yeah. Beyond the legislative efforts we're advancing as part of the Best Life Alliance, we're here again this year for one thing, and that is to protect disability services from another round of devastating budget cuts. Yes, everyone in this room knows that cutting disability services impacts real lives. It impacts where people can live, the quality of support that people receive, and the stability of the workforce that supports them. We've seen the consequences before, and again we say, cuts have a cost. That is our rally cry today. Cuts have a cost, and we want every legislator to hear it. This is your day at the Capitol. The energy in here is always great, but I encourage you to take that energy forward to your meetings with your legislators today and throughout the rest of session. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your advocacy, and thank you for reminding your representatives to support disability service providers, to consider people with disabilities before balancing the budget, and to advance legislation that makes this essential work sustainable. With that, I'd like to introduce you to Katie Olson, who is a family residential service provider and our MC for the day. Thanks so much, everyone. Enjoy the day.
Thank you, Anna. As she said, my name is Katie Olson. I am a residential family provider. I would like you all to give yourselves a round of applause for showing up, getting through the doors. Yeah, absolutely. We are here because you are here today. We are impacted. My work is impacted. Your life is impacted. I am the mother of a special needs daughter, and every day I fight and advocate for her needs and her future. And so today we need to make sure that we are heard, we are valued, and our voice is what they listen to. So I have the pleasure of introducing all of our representatives who are here at our rally today. So we will go ahead and begin with Representative Curran. Representative Curran lives in Vadnais Heights and is serving their second term in legislation. Before they were elected, they worked in disability services. It's been incredibly helpful to have someone with their background and experience in disability services serving in our legislature. Representative Curran has a long-standing dedication to service. In addition to their background in their sector, they also worked in law enforcement. Representative Curran currently sits on the House Human Service Finance Policy Committee. They have been the lead author and strong supporter of many disability-related pieces of legislation, and this year they were the lead author of the Best Life Alliance legislation. They speak often about how critical it is that Minnesotans have access to high-quality disability services, that people have access to services of choice and control over their lives, and also often speaks about how invaluable the role of direct support professionals are. Please join me in giving a huge round of applause to Representative Curran.
Hello. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to your house. This is your house. Thank you again for making it here today. And I'll get right to the point. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of getting asked to make cuts to human services. Are we all tired of hearing that? Yeah, right? And what we've seen over the years is the resilience of this community to stand in the face of proposed cuts year after year after year after never being made whole. And I'm here to say today that we are absolutely with you. Please keep coming and telling your stories. You matter. Your stories matter. And we absolutely cannot allow in this country and in this state for the rich to get richer while neighbors struggle to stay in their homes, keep their jobs, and just get by day to day. You matter more than that. You deserve to have a full, thriving life. with people who can provide services to you that are unique to you, who know you, and can ensure that you live a successful life. And we cannot allow cities to discriminate either and try to decide where people live and try to say that too many people might live in a city who have disabilities. We need to make sure as legislators, and what we need to do for our community members is stand up and be honest about the needs that we have and fulfill those needs for you. So what I want to make sure that you're doing today, as you meet with legislators, be honest. If cuts are made, ask the question, where are we to go? Ask the question, who is supposed to fill the jobs that are required? Ask those questions. Who is making these decisions? Because human services ideas should come from all of you, not from an agency, not from a governor's office. The needs that you have are yours. That is your story to tell, and we need you to tell it loud and clear. Loud and clear. Tell your story. You decide how you want us to serve you. You tell us. So when you go out in your meetings today, be honest about what your needs are. Don't take no for an answer. And remember that we are here to serve you, and you have every right to ask for that. Thank you so much again for being here, for being so strong. Look at this huge community here today. And I look forward to seeing you all around the Capitol today. Thank you so much.
Wow. Listen to those words. Listen to the power that she wants to remind you that you all have. Next up, we have Representative Dawn Gilman. She represents District 17A from Dassel area, Minnesota. She's currently serving her second term as well. Representative Gilman is quickly becoming a leading voice for the House GOP caucus on human service issues. She serves as the vice chair of the Human Service Finance and Policy Committee, as well as sitting on the Health and Finance Committee. Representative Gilman has a reputation for being willing to roll up her sleeves and work bipartisanly on legislation aimed at states' critical social services. We are grateful for Representative Gilman's thoughtful questions on issues that impact our service for people with disabilities and her understanding of the services that we all provide. Please help me in welcoming Representative Dawn Gilman.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to St. Paul. So happy to see all these beautiful faces. It's so wonderful to see you. And thank you for the folks that came from my district, as well as from around the state today. Again, this morning we heard in committee House File 4288, which impacts family services. Again, we know that we need to just roll back some things, and so we can support those who support folks with disabilities and the people that we love in our communities. So I'm so grateful to see the people here. I'm going to be meeting with people in my office today. But again, I see you, we love you, and we're so happy that you're here today. Give yourselves a hand. Again, this is one of my favorite days again, because I know that God made each and every one of us in the room uniquely and specially, and a masterpiece in his image. So I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy to be serving you, and also available anytime. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but thanks for being here, and keep smiling, and I'll high five anybody that wants to come see me today. Good to see you. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Gilman. Next up, we have Representative Joe Schumacher. Representative Schumacher has been a long-standing supporter of disability services. He currently serves as the co-chair for the GOP in the House of Human Services Committee. Representative Schumacher comes from Laverne, Minnesota, and is known for speaking up in strong support of the government's role in ensuring Minnesotans have access to disability and senior services that they need. We learned last month that Representative Schumacher will not be running again for re-election, as he is moving on to new adventures. His voice and support for disability services will be deeply missed at the state capitol, but that does not slow him down. Representative Schumacher introduced two bills this morning, so he is moving full steam ahead fighting for your voices. Please join me in giving a loud round of applause for Representative Schumacher to the stage and thanking him for all of his years of advocacy.
Well, good morning. Good morning, and thank you for coming today. It's always a challenge whenever we have the legislative session to go through. You understand that it's a challenge. It's a challenge to get here. It's a challenge to advocate, and it's a challenge to get anything accomplished at the end of the day. I think that's the biggest criticism that we all get here, is that at the end of the day, what really got done. But you overcame the challenge to get here today. You overcame the challenge to advocate for yourselves today. And because of those, you're going to be able to overcome the challenges of getting something done this year. And I'm very excited for what's going to be able to come out after the difficult decisions that we had to make last year, to be able to come back this year and have a stronger voice and a more organized voice and better things coming forward. I'm very excited for the people who need these services and for the people who provide the care for the folks that need services. We have a bright road ahead to be able to come by. And so thank you again for being here, and enjoy your day at the Capitol.
Thank you, Representative Schumacher. Next up, we have Representative Peter Fisher, who represents the Maplewood area. Representative Fisher currently serves on the Human Services, Finance, and Policy Committee. He has chaired Human Services committees in the past. Through that role, Representative Fisher has been a strong voice in support of policy and funding provisions that impact all of the people with disabilities, service providers, and he shines a light on the challenges and brings meaningful solutions to the table. We are grateful to have Representative Fisher's leadership on human services in the Minnesota House of Representatives. He has carried and supported multiple bills aimed at addressing access to disability services and direct support professional wages. Representative Fisher has taken the time to come visit many of our disability organizations across the state and learn about the services provided. Please join me in welcoming Representative Peter Fisher.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to see all your smiling faces here. Thank you for welcoming me, and I want to say thank you all for being here today. It is great to see your smiling faces, and it's great to have you here because we need your continued advocacy. We, my colleagues, listen very carefully what you have to say, and we are at a critical junction right now where we need to continue to hear all of your voices and see all of your smiling faces to advocate to make sure that we're protecting the services that you're getting and making sure that things aren't cut so that you can continue to live in the homes and care facilities that you enjoy and are respected in. So once again, thank you for being here. Have fun today and get out and advocate for yourselves, because that's where we get the biggest change, when you folks stand up and continue to speak for yourselves. Thank you.
Hello? There we go. We're back into it. All right, next up we have Representative Knorr. Please join me in representing him to the stage. We are so grateful that Representative Knorr could be here today. Representative Knorr, he represents Minneapolis and is currently the DFL co-chair for the Human Services Committee for the House. Representative Knorr has carried many pieces of legislation benefiting the disability community. He is known for being willing to dive into complex issues, not afraid of asking the tough questions and holding people accountable, and his background working in county and state government roles related to human services has been extremely valuable. He not only talks the talk, but he walks the walk. He understands the impacts that each decision makes. We are grateful that Chair Knorr has continued collaboration and his focus on how policy proposal impacts people receiving services. Please join me in welcoming Representative Knorr.
Hello, everyone. Well, thank you so much for coming to the People's House, your house. And thank you for raising your voices on this important day of Disability Day at the Capitol. It's about dignity, it's about inclusion, it's about justice. The values that we bring here every single day is to make sure that we think about everyone, regardless of who you are, where you come from, regardless of your disability. We want to make sure that you're empowered, you are included, that we protect the rights of people with disabilities. The work that we do here, whether we talk about transportation, housing, employment, every level should always center on the people with disabilities, because you are left out, your voice matters. As we look into the budget and policy discussions, we need to make sure that we understand our values are based on what we do to include everyone in our budget and include everyone in our policies, because if we leave anyone out, we're excluding the most important individuals in our society, in our community. So with that, I just wanted to thank the organizers, everyone who's here today. Keep on fighting, keep on marching. We will make sure that we don't have cuts that impact the people with disabilities. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, I would like to introduce you to Representative Heather Keeler. She is currently serving in her third term in the Minnesota House. She sits on the Health, Finance, and Education Policy Committee, serves as the Vice Chair for the DFL Caucus on Human Services, Finance, and Policy Committee. Over the years, Representative Keeler has become a vocal advocate for services that support people with disabilities, inviting her House colleagues up to the Moorhead area on more than one occasion to meet with the providers in her district and learn about the services that we provide. We are grateful that Representative Keeler's consistent advocacy for support of people with disabilities in our work, their families, and their staff who live in her community. Representative Keeler works hard to educate her fellow lawmakers on the criticality of Minnesotans with disabilities having access to high-quality disability services in every corner of the state, no matter how far away from the metro we live. Please join me in thanking Representative Keeler for all she does and welcome her to the Disability Services Day at the Capitol.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you. I am really glad that you're here. In the 6 years that I've been serving, I've learned a lot in this space. And I just want to share some of the pieces of advice that I want to give to you. This is my last term here, and I want to make sure that there's things that you hear me say. First, I want to say thank you to CCRI. You know, as legislators, it's our job to do this work alongside our constituents. CCRI has been a true partner with me. You've opened your doors, you've allowed me to come in, and you've allowed me to ask the tough questions, and you've educated me so I can be an advocate for you. That's how this work is supposed to work. So thank you for your ongoing partnership. One of the things I've been most intrigued about that I believe that we need to continue to fight for is the expansion in technology supports. It's one of the things that I've seen engage in my community and other communities across the state, and the increased ability to live independently if that's something you desire. I believe that we need to partner with technology to do what is right without taking the jobs away from the humans. I believe that DSPs are valuable beyond your known. I believe that we have failed you over and over and over in paying you your worth, and we need to do better. I also know and want to remind you that we are a separate branch of government than our governor and our agencies. We have seen the budgets that have come to our table at Human Services, and I want to challenge you all. You all show up at the tables of Human Services and you tell us what you need. The truth is, when there are budget cuts, the truth is we need to tax the rich. We need to make sure that the rich pays their fair share so that we're not coming and taking it away from you. So you need to be bold alongside us to go to the tax table. When these millionaires and billionaires try to come to Minnesota and ask for tax breaks, that means they're coming for your services. And that matters. So show up and challenge the millionaires. Do not let them take money from Minnesota because it is coming out of your service industry. Thank you so much for showing up. We need those of you who are here. Run for something. Sit at a table that you can help make decisions. Whether it's your county commission, whether it's your city council, whether it's a seat right here. We need people like you who understand this service industry to be at the tables of decision making. Think bold, think creatively, and get here so we can make decisions together. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I want to remind everybody just what she said. Every single person that you see up here today has been on the other side. They have been in regular jobs like you and me. They have been mothers and fathers, and they have decided that it's their turn to have a voice in legislature, so they have ran. You have the power to do that as well. So I want to emphasize that and empower you to run. The next person I want to introduce you to is Representative Kim Hicks. She is a representative from 25A. Absolutely. Representative Hicks has been a leading voice for people with disabilities and their service providers since she started in legislature. Representative Hicks has a long history of supporting disability services, starting first as a direct support professional herself, and now working for the Department of Human Services, and now being a representative in the House of Legislation. Representative Hicks has championed and led on many issues critical to disability community, including carrying legislation to provide bonuses for every DSP across the state. Woo! Representative Hicks serves on the Human Services, Finance, and Policy Committee, and we are grateful for her voice at the table and constant standing up for disability services. Please join me in welcoming the voice of truth, Representative Kim Hicks.
It's my favorite day! It's Disability at the Capitol Day! All right, so you've heard some amazing speeches from some of my colleagues, so I will not reiterate what they've already said. What I will do is empower you to make your voice heard. So today you're gonna go and you're gonna talk to a bunch of people, and what do we want them to know? Nothing about us without us. Everybody with me. Nothing about us without us. Make sure they can hear you in the Senate. Do it again. Who knows what we need? Who knows? You know, right? You are here today, and we are so grateful. But we need to make sure that as you go and talk to your legislators, that they know that you need services, you need support, and you have human rights. Did you all know that there's a human rights bill right now sitting on the General Register to increase your rights? Did you know that? Did you know they won't let us hear it? Do you think we should hear it? Think we should hear it? Ask them to bring it to the floor. Let's show everybody that we deserve human rights. Today, as you go and talk to your legislators, and I'm going to talk to your DSPs and your support folks for just a second, I would encourage everyone to let you talk first. Let the individuals receiving services talk first. Because whose services are they? There are services. So as you all take off today, as you go and have these important conversations, I want you all to know that people are listening and your voice does matter. Because as much as people sort of people don't think they have power. You all have power. You all have votes. You all have dignity. So today, as we have those conversations, I want you to feel powerful because you are powerful. All right, one more time. Nothing about us without us.
Thank you, Representative Hicks. All right, next I have the speaker, Lisa Demuth, for you. She is from Cold Spring, and she is my personal legislator. Representative Demuth is known for working across the aisle, working hard to learn both sides of the issues, and has met personally with her stakeholders, including me. She makes time for her constituents and hears out the issues to make informed decisions for everyone. We are grateful that Representative Demuth had time to join us today and for her comments, her commitment to support over the years for disability services. Please join me in welcoming my personal legislator and our speaker to the stage.
Well, good afternoon, Disability Services Day. How are you doing today? All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time to come to the Capitol to visit with legislators and to make sure that we hear what is important to you in your communities and the lives that you are living. This matters very much. We know that advocating for disability waivered services matters. That is what you depend on. So your support providers that are with you today, that is part of what we're going to hear. We want to make sure as you come in and you see legislators across the halls and in their offices that you talk to us and we know exactly what you need and how we can make things better in Minnesota. We need to hear from you. How many of you heard about fraud here in the state of Minnesota? Okay, what happens with fraud is when legislators and government officials aren't taking it serious, it makes it harder for you to get the waivered services and the things that you depend on so much here for your lives. So we have to take that serious. We need to end fraud here in the state of Minnesota to be able to deliver those waivered services and the supports that you need. That is our commitment to you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I hope it didn't take you too long getting in the building, but to see this filled all the way to the top of people that are advocating for disability services matters very much. Thank you for being here today. My pleasure to be with you. Take care.
Thank you, Speaker. Next up, we're switching houses. We're going over to the Senate. We have Senator Liz Bolden. I'm excited to introduce her. She was elected to her first term in 2020 in the House and then elected into Senate in 2022. Since starting at the legislature, Senator Bolden has been a strong voice on behalf of services for people with disabilities. She lives in Rochester, Minnesota, and works as a nurse. Senator Bolden has been the lead author and strong supporter of many disability services-related issues. She currently serves on the Health and Human Services Committee, and we are so grateful to have her voice at the table to be an advocate on behalf of people with disabilities, their staff, and the need for meaningful investments into our services. Please join me in welcoming Senator Liz Bolden.
Good morning. You all are a fantastic crowd. This rotunda is packed full. Give yourselves a hand and hold up your signs for showing up. Amazing. All the way up to the third floor. It is so important that you are here. Thank you for being here. So I'm Liz Bolden, as was shared. My work outside of the legislature is I'm a nurse. I take care of people. And the work that happens in this building should also be to take care of people. All of you need and should have the care and services that you need. You are deserving of that. It is important that you are here to advocate for that. I am committed to working with you to be sure that that happens. I just want to say how important it is that you are here today So thank you for being here. It is incredibly important. The meetings that you are going to have with those who represent you later today are also incredibly important. Bring your voices, your stories, your experiences. That matters, and it is important that we hear that from you, because our work in this building should be to do the work to be sure that you have what you need. And I just want to recognize that that is a hard fight. That does not come easy. And that comes over a long period of time. And even when we think we get it in place, sometimes we slide backwards. I'm having a hearing for a bill later this afternoon to be sure that people can get the care that they need. We passed a law decades ago that said insurance companies should pay for a certain level of care for people with complex medical needs at home. They've stopped doing that. So we're coming back to say, again, you have to do this. And so I just want to say I recognize that those are hard fights, and you have to keep coming back. And I am in that fight with you. So I just, again, want to be sure you know how important it is that you are here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your voices and your stories with us. And we will keep fighting together to be sure that you have what you need. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, next up, please help me in welcoming Lydia Dolly to the stage. Lydia is here to share her real life story with you. Lydia is going to discuss about the loss of her caregivers and how these have impacted her. Thank you, Lydia, for being here today and discussing your advocacy work. I want everybody to give her a round of applause and a brief moment.
Hi, I'm Lydia Dolly. I have lived in St. Paul almost 4 years. I currently work for the St. Paul public school system. I work with young adults that are transitioning from high school into the next stage of their lives. I rely on caregivers every single day. Without caregivers, I cannot eat, get dressed, brush my teeth, or go to work. These are not luxuries. These are basic human needs. Before us, there were advocates who fought for our rights. People like Judy Heumann and Justin Dart Jr. pushed for the Americans with Disabilities Act. Because of them, we have rights. But rights alone are not enough. Without care, I cannot live those rights. Without care, independence disappears. That's why I created the Disability Independence Act. This bill protects home and community-based services so people like me can stay in our homes and live with dignity. This is about dignity. This is about independence. This is about survival. Now, I need your voices with me. When I say disability, you say independence. Disability. Disability. One last time. Disability. I am asking lawmakers to choose us. We are continuing their fight. They fought for rights. Now we are fighting for the support to live those rights. Choose home care. Choose independence. Choose us. Because our lives depend on it. Thank you.
All right, how about one more round of applause for Lydia? That takes a lot of guts. Thank you. All right, next up we have Senator Jeremy Miller. Senator Miller has been serving in the Minnesota Senate for a long time. He was first elected in 2010. He currently lives in Winona, Minnesota. Senator Miller has been a long-standing supporter of the disability services issues at the Capitol. He has spoken up often about the value of our services and stays very connected to disability services in his home community. We are very lucky to have Senator Miller and his advocacy here at the Capitol. We learned this past fall that Senator Miller will not be running for re-election and he's moving on to new adventures. His voice and support for our services will be deeply missed at the state capitol. Please join me in a long round of applause for welcoming Senator Miller and thanking him for his commitment to disability services.
Well, good morning, everyone. Who is excited to be at the Capitol today? I didn't hear you. Who is excited to be at the Capitol today? All right, that is more like it. This is one of my favorite days here at the Capitol. I've had the great honor and privilege of serving in the Minnesota Senate for 16 years, and I always look forward to this day because there is so much energy in this room. Let's hear that energy. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. After all, it is a rally, right? So one of the things that I like to do is I like to advocate for each and every one of you in this room. And we have a sign right here that says, cuts have a cost. Can you come up here? Turn around, show the sign. So here's what we're gonna do. So cuts have a cost, so with me, we're gonna chant, no more cuts, 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 no more cuts. All right, let's hear it. What's your name? What is it? Aaron. Let's hear it for Aaron, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Aaron. We shouldn't even be talking about cuts. We should be talking about more money. Let's hear it. We want more. We want more. We want more. We want more. That's because you deserve more. And all the staff, if you are staff, please stand up. Let's show how much we appreciate the staff in here. Let's give them a big round of applause. I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you, the staff, for the great work that you do. You are so much appreciated. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And to everybody in the room, please enjoy your day here at the Minnesota State Capitol. Thank you all for being here. And let's end one more time. No more cuts. 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 All right, thank you all very much. Have a great day.
We also want to remind Senator Miller that we want stability. We want more, but we also want stability. We want to stop all the changes. We don't want cuts, and we don't always necessarily need more, but we need stable environments. Next up, I want to introduce you to two people. They're going to come up together. We're going to have Alma Silver. She has extensive experience in disability justice and empowerment. We are grateful that she is here today to share her story and her personal impacts and longtime cuts and supports. And also joining her will be Senator Jim Abler. Senator Abler has been a long time and very strong supporter of disability services. He lives in Anoka and has represented that area in legislature for many years. Senator Abler serves on the the Human Services Committee as well as the Health and Human Services, Housing and Homeless Prevention Education Policy Committee. Senator Abler is a steadfast champion for everyone here today. We are so grateful for the voice he gives to people with disabilities and their staff. Please give a loud round of applause for Alma and Senator Abler.
Test. 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 Good morning, community members. My name is Alma Silver, and I am a white woman with curly brown hair and glasses, wearing a black cardigan and blue blouse. Before I begin, I ask that you please refrain from applause and verbal responses until I have finished speaking. I am heartened by the number of people who have come together today to support the fight for equitable disability service access in Minnesota. At the same time, I am outraged that there even needs to be a fight for these services in the first place. I am a proud disabled woman with full-time physical care needs, and I have lived in the Twin Cities for the past 5 years with the support of a team of care attendants, funded by Medicaid and Human Services. Like many of you here today, my right to live a safe, fulfilled, and self-directed life in the community is under attack on both a statewide and federal level. When the state of Minnesota froze payments to 14 supposedly high-risk Medicaid programs this past winter, I spent weeks not knowing whether my caregivers were going to receive their next paycheck or not. Without the ability to pay my caregivers, I was faced with only one option, which was to leave behind the independent life I have built for myself in Minnesota. This is a life that I have worked tirelessly to create for myself, filled with meaningful work in a community I love. Even amidst this uncertainty, I had layers of privilege and resources at my disposal. Too many disabled community members are still rationing baseline physical care because of the lack of available caregiver hours. A devastating human cost is incurred when providers and clients are forced to shoulder the blame of the politically and racially charged rhetoric that is still distorting Minnesota's supposed fraud problem. Nothing about this is humane or justifiable. The system is failing disabled Minnesotans and their caregivers. I have listened to policymakers talk about protocols for relocating people whose funding for life-sustaining services has been suspended. What I am not hearing enough people acknowledge is that disabled people never needed to be put into this crisis in the first place. I should not need to be here, advocating for the baseline supports that disabled people need to live independently like anyone else. We should not need to justify our right to exist. Frankly, I am tired of disabled people being treated like disposable pawns in a systemic game of chess. I am tired of our care needs and basic rights being used as political bargaining chips, in a performative fight against fraud without any due process for individuals or providers. And I am sick and tired of disabled people being called brave and inspirational, simply for navigating a system that was never designed for people like us to succeed. Disability community members and their allies across Minnesota have already been at the forefront of change. Our voices need to be elevated in decision-making spaces, and not treated as an afterthought. I implore lawmakers to listen to disabled leaders and advocates, and to understand how devastating it is to lose our access to essential services. I also strongly urge for the passage of legislation that prohibits the state from putting life-sustaining services on pause. Disabled community members are already facing attacks on Medicaid funding on a federal level. We should not be facing these attacks on a state level as well. Minnesota has an opportunity to be a leader in protecting disabled people's rights to live, work, and thrive in their chosen communities. We deserve so much more than advocating for our survival.
I already introduced him, so everybody in here has already heard his bio, and I'm sure you can recognize his handsome face, so give it up for Senator Abler.
Well, thanks for that. My mom likes when people clap for me. She calls me Jimmy. But what if we have you clap for yourselves and your all the people who are sitting here with that have amazing PCAs and people that serve you and you're being all you can be. Let's give a round of applause for you. Clap for your neighbor. Come on, yell. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're all amazing. You're amazing. So I like to ask the kids when we come down here, who owns the Capitol? A long time ago, they said Jesse Ventura, and he does not own the Capitol. Well, a little piece. But I tell the kids, you own the Capitol. So this is your place. You can't take any bricks with you or the chairs, you got to leave those behind. But this place belongs to you. It's your government for you, people that want to help you with your services you need and whatever you have to have. And so that's really on our mind. And there's no politics in this. It's not a Republican or a Democrat thing. It's it's a thing. It's a human thing. And so how many of you are humans? Let's hear that. Let's yell for humans. Yeah! Yeah! And I have to apologize for all the security. There's a bunch of your friends still outside in line, so I'm glad you were here early to get that. Now, the governor's office is just down the hallway. Do you know that? And he actually has some kind of really bad ideas, but I don't think he knows all of you very well. And so what if we have you say your name really loud so then he'll know you're here? Can you guys do that when I say 3? I mean, I don't want like, Tom. I want like, Tom, like really loud, okay? So if we do that, so on 1, 2, 3. Well, I appreciate that. Some of you obviously forgot your names. So maybe I didn't give you enough warning. So on 3, when I do this, the 3, then you're going to go like really loud, and then we're going to let it echo through here, okay? So 1, 2, 3. And I hope you're proud of your name. I hope you're proud of you, because we all matter, because you matter, and you're here to remind everybody that you matter. And I've been fortunate and blessed to be in office for, pretty long. And over that time, I have developed even a greater appreciation for every human being in Minnesota and everybody who is special, everybody who has got a challenge. And so we are committed. The Senate is committed on a bipartisan basis to make sure that you are all served well and that we pay your staff well and that the providers can stay open and make sure that you're squared away. And so if you like that idea, when I say 3, I want you to say yes, yes, yes. You got that? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes, yes. And so some people, I think the governor, God bless him, he's pretty busy. He doesn't always know everything that he could know. I think he thinks there's too much money in this sector, and that your staff might get paid too well, and you're getting too many services, and that we should reduce spending in this arena. And so if you don't think so, when I count to 3, then we're going to say no, no, no. You got that? Ready? 1, 2, 3. No, no, no. And so, well, that's pretty good. I'm persuaded, and hopefully he'll understand. And so, I just also want you to know that you're never alone. I wake up at 3 in the morning sometimes, and I feel alone because it's quiet and you think, does anybody care and what am I doing and all that. And I'm sure you might wake up in the evening or the morning and go like, boy, I feel all alone. But I want to tell you, you're not. I know God loves you. I know your people sitting across here love you. The senators and the House members love you. Your relatives love you. And I don't want you to ever feel alone. And so when you pray, God hears that too. So, and so the last thing I want you to say, and I want you to make it really, really loud so the governor hears and everybody in this building hears, I want you to remind them that you matter. So I want you to say, I matter. And we're going to say it 3 times. And it's kind of I think God would agree you matter, so you don't have to persuade him. But I think we need to persuade the people that are reducing spending, at least proposing it, which I am adamantly opposed to. I'll never vote to cut 1 penny less. So, but I want you to remind the Capitol people, there's 90 buses here, I was told. So make sure all the people everywhere here that we know you matter. Are you cool with that? So we're going to say, I matter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I matter. I matter. I matter. You matter to me. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Senator Abler. Last up here, we will have the executive directors for MORE and ARRM to address the room for our last few minutes of the rallying cry. They're going to reiterate the message today and what you all need to do. And I want to just reiterate what Senator Abler said, is that you matter. I don't want you to forget your voice. I don't want you to get lost in the fear or lost in the communication today. I want you to remember your stories, remember why we're here, and remember that all of our purposes are important. Your dreams are important. Where you live, where you choose to work, where you choose to go needs to matter, and it needs to be at the top of their priority. There's a lot of things that they argue over about budgets, landscaping, all of those things, but your life is also something that is not a bargaining chip, and we need to remind them of that today. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Robin Harkonnen. I'm the Executive Director at the East Range DAC in Eveleth, the MORE Region 2 representative, and the current president of MORE. On behalf of MORE and ARRM, I want to thank you for participating in Disability Services Day at the Capitol. This is one of my favorite days of the year because our significant participation shows our state how impactful the disability community is. During the 2025 legislative session, we had success thanks to impactful grassroots efforts just like these. Today is an important time to have your voice heard. Although this rally is great fun and shows our strength, the most essential part of today is meeting with your legislators to remind them of the importance of disability services in our communities and the importance of and to reinforce how many people are affected by legislative changes to our services. If you don't have your meeting already set up with your state representative and state senator, please find any MORE or ARRM representative or staff, and they can talk you through options of trying to connect with your local officials. You can then stop by their offices to see if they have a few minutes to talk with you, to set up another time to talk, or you can leave them a note. Thank you so much for coming today, and make the most of the time as you advocate for what's important for you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sue Shuttle. I'm the CEO of ARRM. It's my privilege to be here again this year. This is one of our favorite days of the year. This is one of the most important days because it's the day that we stand together, share a unified message, and meet with legislators whose decisions directly impact your lives. Today we heard from some of our strongest legislative champions, and they understand the challenges that you face. but not all legislators do. And that's where you come in. Today is your opportunity to turn to your legislator and make them a disability services champion. Today is your chance to teach them what it's like to be you, and today is your day to teach them about how their vote impacts you. Share your stories. You're the real experts. You understand better than anyone that cuts have real costs. So tell legislators that today. Your voice is very important. So before we close, I want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. A special thank you to Accord and to all of our other incredible sponsors. Your support makes this day possible, so thank you. So we appreciate y'all being here. Have a great time, and we're wrapped up here. Thank you.